Welcome, comic book fans, MJZ Comics, and the Ant-Man.
Let's get the show started. And if you like our videos, do us a favor, hit the like button, click subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos.
Yes, please. In today's episode, in honor of the Quantumania Ant-Man 3 movie finally coming out, I have really been anticipating this movie. We're going to talk about the main key books that we've kind of focused on for this movie. First book we're going to talk about with the Ant-Man movie coming out is got to be Scott Lang's first appearance. And a lot of you are thinking about Marvel Premiere 47. Wrong. It's Avengers 181, and that is the first appearance of Scott Lang. Value of this book is not quite as high as the Marvel Premiere 47, which is the first Scott Lang who becomes the Ant-Man. We're going to talk about that book in a little bit, but this Avengers 181, I think, is a nice book. You can pick up a 9.8 for around $400, I think, at auction right now, and I think it's a sleeper because it is the first appearance of Scott Lang in comic books. A lot of people forget that, and they think the next book we're going to talk about is his first appearance, but that's not actually true. So Avengers 181 is a nice book. It's the first Scott Lang, and you know, Scott Lang has had multiple appearances in the MCU. He'll always be on the minds of people who are fans of the MCU because of the great movies that they've done with Scott Lang. So I think this is a great book to look at. Avengers 181.
Yeah, good alternative and a good budget option if you're priced out of the Marvel Premiere book. Speaking of Marvel Premiere, we have a copy here. Marvel Premiere number 47. First Scott Lang as Ant-Man in costume. And this is one of those multi-key, multi-appearance books that we're always talking about. It's also the first Cassie Lang, who, if you've watched the trailer for Ant-Man Quantumania, is going to be in it. And also the first appearance of Darren Cross, who becomes Yellow Jacket. He was the villain in the first Ant-Man movie. Big rumor that he's returning in Ant-Man 3.
Great book. I mean, this is a great... We don't have one in our collection. We've talked about it multiple times about trying to purchase a 9.8 of this book. There's not a ton of them, so it's got that going on its side, and it just has so many appearances, and really the MCU has made, in the general public's eyes, the Scott Lang Ant-Man the more important character in the MCU, and this is that book. Great book, multiple first appearances. I think it's a really good investment for long term. The next book we're going to talk about is Fantastic Four 19. And what is the significance of this? This is a first appearance of Pharaoh Ramatut, who is actually a variant of Kang. Kang travels back in time to ancient Egypt and becomes a pharaoh, which is Ramatut, blah, blah, blah. Read the story. But it's a big first appearance. And other than his first appearance in Avengers 8, this is probably the most valuable Kang book on the market. Fantastic Four 19. Really cool cover. And there's a lot of rumors that in the future MCU, they will use this variant of Kang as Ramatut.
If only I can see maybe battle Apocalypse in Egypt.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
And next book we're going to talk about is Tales of Suspense 94. We mentioned first appearance of Darren Cross. On this book here is first appearance of MODOK, who, if you've watched some of the rumors, the clips, he's pretty much confirmed he's going to show up in the new Ant-Man movie, and they think Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, is actually MODOK. So very interesting.
Yeah, that's the rumor. And there is a short clip of him in one of the preview trailers I saw. I think they really briefly show MODOK go by on the screen.
Yeah, you see the big head with the face, and it does appear to be the same actor. So that's where the speculation's coming.
Yep. So big book there. It's a villain. You know, I'm not always... You got to be careful with villain books because a lot of times, you know, in the movies, they kill them off right away. And that's a lot of times what makes the value in these books is, you know, is what's being swayed and pushed by the MCU. So I think it's a great book. I don't think you'd ever lose money on a book like that. It just may not go up as much as one of the hero books.
Yeah, the villains just in general don't seem to do as well. And if you're looking to maybe make money, this may be one of those turn and burn type books. If you've had this book in your collection for years, I would definitely hold on to it if you like the character, you like the book. But if you're picking it up recently, I would probably maybe sell it if that character heats up or the book heats up, you know, get the money and then maybe put it back into something else.
Yep, I agree. Next book here we're going to talk about is got to be the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym's first appearance, which is in Tales to Astonish 27. Awesome book. It's rare, not a lot of copies on the market, and it's old, Silver Age. And it was the original Ant-Man, which is Hank Pym. Now, like we said, the MCU has kind of emphasized Scott Lang, and I love Scott Lang. He's been awesome in the MCU. But to the diehard comic book fans, it probably irks them a little bit because Hank Pym was the most important Ant-Man, I would say, I guess, in the comic books because he created the Pym particle, developed Ant-Man and Giant Man, and he doesn't always get the love in the MCU. He is in the movies, but I think people tend to, if you're not a big into the comic books, I think the majority of the general public likes Scott Lang a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. I think the collectors, maybe, like you said, are a little bit almost kind of like if Johnny Blaze isn't the version of Ghost Rider in the MCU.
Right.
Probably feel that way towards Hank Pym. They wanted that version because he's the original.
Yep. And it's an awesome book. Great investment. I mean, this book has skyrocketed since the Ant-Man has come to the MCU, and it's become a grail. Tales to Astonish 27.
Next book is Tales to Astonish 44. This is the first appearance and origin of the Wasp. Big character in the MCU. She's going to be in the new Ant-Man movie. Already was featured in a previous Ant-Man movie. It's a great cover, great first appearance. Definitely a book to consider if you're an Ant-Man fan, if you're a comic book fan in general.
Yep. Awesome book. Goes hand in hand with Tales to Astonish 27. Those would look beautiful together, side by side on display. And of course, the last book we're going to talk about today has got to be Kang's first appearance, Avengers 8 from 1964. Stan Lee's story, first appearance of Kang the Conqueror. Awesome cover. Again, beautiful cover with him on there front and center. We've talked about that. I love that. I think it makes the book go up in value. Kang is going to be a huge character coming to the MCU, and I'm so looking forward to this Quantumania movie to see Jonathan Majors further. He was awesome in the finale of Loki, the series, and he's just a great actor. Very animated, very believable. I think he's going to steal the show in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're kind of teasing it, things, we're going to get multiple versions of Kang in the MCU. And I think it's going to build up to something like they tried to do with Thanos.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's going to be something bigger this time because this character's got, for lack of a better term, multifaceted, multi versions of him. This could be just an incredible, incredible thing for Marvel.
Yep. Love the book. Let's go. Ant-Man coming soon. I can't wait to see it. MJZ out.